Namaste student, Khushro Betiya. I am JB and Dr. Meenakshi Maheshwari, Assistant Professor in Management Department in Jayoti Vidhyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. In today's session, we are going about sales and marketing promotions. In this subject, our topic is planning. So let's start about planning. What is planning? Planning is the fundamental management function which involves deciding beforehand what is to be done, when is to be done, how is to be done, and who is going to do it. It is an intellectual process which lays down an organization objective and development various course of action by which the organization can achieve those objectives. It chalks out exactly how to attain a specific goal. Planning is nothing but thinking before the action takes place. It helps us to take a peep into the future and decide in advance the way to deal with the situation which we are going to encounter in future. It involves logical thinking and rational decision making. So, characteristic of planning. In this, there are many characteristics of planning: managerial function, goal oriented, persuasive, continuous activity, intellectual process, futuristic, decision making, etc. So there are, let's start discuss in briefly. First one is managerial function. Planning is a first and foremost managerial function. Provide the base for other function of the management like organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, as they are performed within the periphery of the plans made. Second is goal oriented. It focuses on defining the goals of the organization, identifying alternative course of action and decide the appropriate action plan which is to be undertaken for reaching the goals. Next is pervasive. It is pervasive in the sense that it is present in all segments and is required at all the level of the organization. Although the scope of planning varies at different level and departments. Next is continuous process. Plans are made for a specific term, say for a month, quarter, year and so on. Once that period is over, new plans are drawn, consider the organizing present and future requirement and condition. Therefore, it is an ongoing process as the plan are framed, executed and followed by another plan. Next is intellectual process. It is a mental exercise and it involves the application of mind to think, forecast, imagine intelligently and innovate, etc. Next is futuristic. In the process of planning, we take a sneak peek of the future. It encompasses looking into the future to analyze and predict it so that the organization can face future challenge effectively. Next is decision making. Decisions are made regarding the choice of alternative course of action that can be undertaken to reach the goal. The alternative chosen should be best among all, with the least number of the negative and highest number of positive outcomes. Planning is concerned with setting objective and with target and formulating plan to accomplish them. The activity help manager analyze the present condition to identify the ways of attaining the desired position in the future. It is both the need of organization are the responsibility and of managers. So it is the characteristic of planning. So let's start importance of planning. What is importance of planning? First one is it helps manager to improve future performance by establish objective and selecting a course of action for the benefit of the organization. Second is it minimize risk and uncertainty by looking ahead into the future. Next is it facilitates the coordination of activities, thus reduce overlapping among activities and eliminates unproductive work. Next, it states in advance what should be done in future. So it provides direction for action. It uncover and identify future opportunity and threats. Next is and last is set out standards for controlling. It compares actual performance with the standard performance and efforts are made to correct the same. Planning is present in all type of organization, household, sectors, economies, etc. We need to plan because the future is highly uncertain and no one can predict the future with 100% accuracy. As the condition can change anytime, hence planning is the basic requirement of any organization for the survival, growth and success. Steps involved in planning. There are some steps involved in planning. First one is analyzing opportunities. Second is setting objective. Next, developing premise. Identify alternatives. Evaluating alternatives. Selecting alternative. And implementing action plan. And the last, reviews. By planning process, an organization not only gets the insight of the future, but it also helps the organization to shape its future. Effective planning involves simplified of the plan. Example, the plan should be clearly stated and easy to understand, because if the plan is too much complicated, it will create chaos among the members of the organization. Further, the plan should fulfill the requirement of the organization. There are strategic planning. Strategic planning can be understood as a systematic long-range planning activity that an organization using to fix priorities, strengthen operations, ascertain objectives, and focus on the resources required and are to be allocated in order to pursue the strategy and attain the objective. It is part of the strategic management process which ensure that every aspect of the organization is working towards the achievement of the organization goal. Example, in the right and intent direction. Strategic planning ascertain what an organization is, to whom it serves, where is it going, and what are the paths which are to be followed to follow its vision. It includes strategic decision making, strategic intent, strategic management model, and strategic formulation. There are characteristics of strategy. There are some characteristics. Strategic planning is an analytical process which formulate strategic and operational plan for the organization. The implementation of the strategic plan is possible through project whereas various units or divisions of the firm implement operational plan. Next is perform SWOT analysis. SWOT full form strength, weakness, opportunity and threats analysis. During the planning process, the firm strength, weakness, opportunity and threats are taken into the consideration. Next, it is a forward looking activity wherein the future opportunities and the threats are ascertained while considering its profitability, market share, product and competition. It presupposes that the firm should always be ready to adopt itself according to the dynamic business environment. For this purpose, alternative strategies are developed for different circumstances. Example from the west to west for the future. Next is it can be done for the entire organization or to a specific business unit. Next, it is helpful selecting the best strategy. Among the various strategy, taking into the account the firm interest, personal values and corporate social responsibility. Next is it acts as a guide to the executive to reduce the risk involved in the business and also to take the best possible advantage of the opportunities. So in this way, the contribute to the success of the enterprise. Strategic planning is a logical effort, then envision the desired future by producing various alternative action and decisions that bring success to the organization. It helps in analyzing and adjusting the organization's efforts as a whole according to the changing business environment. Strategic planning stage. First one is generation of strategic alternatives. In this step, the firm seeks a number of strategic alternatives in the light of the firm's business, industry and competition. These strategies may be acquisition and expansion, focusing on core competition, increasing in the market share. Next is assessment of strategic alternative. At this stage, the firm observes various strategies on the basis of benefits. It questions, will it improve the firm's position or market share? Will it increase exciting strength, etc. Next is selecting strategy. The optimum strategy is selected at this stage among various alternative strategies. Both internal and external analysis of the firm is performed during the exercise, wherein internal analysis entails an evaluation of financial performance, operational limitation, current market position, share corporate culture, strength and weakness. On the other hand, external analysis concentrate on the analysis of competition, trends, changing business environment, opportunities and threats, latest technology and so far. So this question asked in the examination, define planning briefly, characteristic of planning, importance of planning, what is strategic planning and etc. Thank you. This session is powered by Jayoti Vidhyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. In this session, you have any queries, any questions, we will discuss in problem solving. Thank you.